Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan. And now, host Cheryl Miller.
Hello and good morning. Thanks so much for joining us for Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. Welcome to Central Virginia's longest-running academic quiz show. Our teams joining us virtually are competing in round one. Today's teams are the Bruins of Western Branch High School, coached by Becky Hinton. Western Branch High School is located in Chesapeake. The suburban school currently has more than 2,200 students. Its mission is to prepare those students for a dynamic global world with a commitment to cultural diversity, honoring traditions and excellence, and providing a vibrant and innovative learning environment. Also with us remotely today, the Chargers of Isle of Wight Academy. Their coach is Janet Huber. A private day school, Isle of Wight, is in Isle of Wight near Smithfield. The non-sectarian co-educational school has pre-kindergarten through 12th grade students. With a college preparatory curriculum, students have a choice of visual and performing arts, sports, and special interest clubs. A big welcome to all of our students today. Great to have you with us here on Battle of the Brains. Now, since we can't all be together here in our Richmond studio, here's how the gameplay has changed for this season. We have 3 toss-up rounds with questions directed to each team, alternating between them. Players will raise their hand to answer a question. We also have Virginia-based video questions this season from the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch. All right, teams, good luck. Let's start the first toss-up round. The first question goes to Western Branch. Name the first nuclear-powered submarine, a ship that shares its name with Captain Nemo's vessel in a novel by Jules Verne. Madeline.
The Nautilus.
The Nautilus is correct. Isle of Wight. In 1898, the United States acquired the Philippines from what European country? Devin.
Spain.
That is correct. Western Branch. It was introduced to the Olympics in 2000. Name this sport combining swimming, cycling, and running. Madeline.
The triathlon.
That is correct. Isle of Wight. What Fox News contributor and Masked Singer contestant was an unsuccessful vice presidential candidate for the Republican Party in the 2008 presidential election? And that would be Sarah Palin. Western Branch. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. A regular one can be constructed from 16 congruent right triangles, each of which has an acute angle of 22.5 degrees. Name this geometric figure exemplified by a stop sign. Joshua.
Octagon.
That is correct, octagon. Isle of Wight. This was a 20th century state of political tension and military rivalry between the U.S. and the USSR. What was this frosty period called when America was engaged in a global strategic contest to halt the spread of communism? Devin.
Cold War.
Cold War is correct. Western Branch, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
At the age of 16, the future president of the Tuskegee Institute, Booker T. Washington, traveled most of the 500 miles from Malden, West Virginia on foot to attend what present-day university?
And that was Hampton University. Isle of Wight. In 1966, President Lyndon Johnson nominated his first African American to his cabinet. Known by its initials HUD, what department did Robert Weaver head as secretary? Call it HUD. That's the Housing and Urban Development Department. Western Branch. In music, a ledger line with no sharps or flats would designate what key signature? Joshua.
C major.
C major is correct. Isle of Wight. This is the traditional national sport of Japan. In a match, 2 men meet in a ring and try to force each other out or fall. The bouts are very brief, averaging only a few seconds. Name this sport. Hannah.
Sumo wrestling.
That is correct. Western Branch. What is the medical term for what is usually called bad breath? Madeline.
Halitosis.
That is correct. Isle of Wight, Bashar al-Assad is the president of which country whose capital is Damascus? That would be Syria, or the Syrian Arab Republic. Western branch. In physics, they are defined as any device that transmits or modifies a force. Name this type of device, of which there are 6 simple types, including the inclined plane, pulley, and lever. Madeline.
Machine.
Machine is correct. Buzzer means a good job so far. A lot more questions to come here on Battle of the Brains, though. Up next, we'll meet today's players, and then they'll take on the category round. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Western Branch High School with 60 points, Isle of Wight Academy 30 points. And we'll get back to our questions and our match just ahead, but first we want you to meet today's players. Let's start by meeting our team from Western Branch High School. They are the Bruins. Their coach is Becky Hinton. First up is Joshua Bennett. Joshua is a senior whose favorite subject, he tells us, is math. He enjoys reading and solving puzzles, and he plans to apply to UVA. Madeline Smith is a senior. She's the captain for the Western Branch team, has been on the varsity tennis team for 4 years, enjoys drawing and writing and collecting fossils and animal specimens, plans to major in biology and become a virologist. Next up is Sean Marin Murphy, who is a senior, throws discus on the track and field team, enjoys playing the guitar and kayaking, wants to pursue an education in biomedical engineering and computer science. And wrapping up our team from Western Branch High School is Josh Wager, who is a senior. He's a track and field athlete who competes in discus and shot put events, loves all things involving outer space, and plans to double major in physics and computer science in college. That's our team from Western Branch High School joining us today from the Chesapeake region. Now, our other team from Isle of Wight Academy. The Chargers are coached by Janet Huber. They're from the Hampton Roads area as well. Devin Wilson is a senior who is an Eagle Scout. He wants to go to school to study automotive maintenance. Next up is our team captain, Mark Thompson, who's a senior. He's a baseball player and mountain biker. He enjoys video games, 3D printing, and lifting weights for fun. Hannah Willman is a senior, plays on the basketball and golf teams, hopes to get into her dream college, which she says is Christopher Newport University. Currently enjoys volunteering at her church. And Zach Gist is a senior who performs in the high school band. He plays piano as well, planning to attend the music program at Christopher Newport University. That's our Isle of Wight Academy team. Good to have all of the students here with us today. And now they get to play the category round. For this round, each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If the team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. Teams, take a look. Here are today's categories from which you may choose. They are scientific in terms and begins with C, along with sports numbers and terms. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answers. Per our rules, the high score team gets first choice of category. That is our team from Western Branch High School. Madeline, if you could please unkey your microphone and quickly talk it over with your teammates and let us know what category you'd like to play.
Everybody, I feel good about scientific in terms. Do y'all have strong feelings about any of the others?
That sounds good.
Sounds good to me as well.
Okay, we'll take scientific in terms, please.
All right, identify the following scientific terms beginning with the letters IN. The first is opposite of differentiation in calculus.
Integration.
Answer, integration.
That is correct. Emission of light by a hot object.
Pass.
Incandescence. Chemical compound that lacks carbon.
Inorganic.
Answer, inorganic.
Correct. Animals without backbones.
Answer, invertebrates.
Correct. Extremely poor electrical conductor.
Answer, insulator.
Correct. Color-changing substance used in a titration.
Indicator.
Answer, indicator.
Correct. Another name for the bowel.
Intestine.
Answer, intestine.
Correct. A device for hatching eggs.
Answer, incubator.
Correct. 1% of Edison's genius. And that would be inspiration. All right, good job on your category. Isle of Wight, it will either be begins with C or what is the other? Sports numbers and terms.
We'll go with begins with C.
All right, identify all of the following which begin with the letter C. The first is biblical brother who murdered Abel.
Answer Cain.
Correct. Roman god of love.
Cupid.
Correct. Singer once married to Sonny Bono.
Charlie Booth.
That would be Cher. Ancient Chinese teacher known for his wisdom.
Confucius.
Correct. India's third largest city.
Pass.
Calcutta. Unit used to measure energy in food.
Calorie.
Correct. Smallest blood vessels.
Capillaries.
Correct. Wild reindeer of North America.
Pass.
That would be caribou. The world's largest lake.
Casper Sea.
Repeat for me, please.
The Casper Sea.
It's the Caspian Sea. And finally, a cut of... We'll not finish that. A cut of beef between the neck and shoulder blade. The answer would have been chuck. Good job by our teams in the category round. Coming up next, we've got another toss-up round for them as we continue here on Battle of the Brains.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Western Branch High School with 95 points. Our team from Isle of Wight Academy with 55 points. And now it's back to Battle of the Brains with another toss-up round. Again, this season, questions are being directed team to team, alternating between them. There are no point deductions for an incorrect answer. Our first question this round goes to our team from Isle of Wight Academy. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. On a math test, Jim is asked to find the number x that is the smallest multiple of 11 that's greater than 400. Jim makes use of the fact that 440 is 11 times 40 and works backward. What is the value of x? Devin?
36.
It would be 407. Western Branch. Identify the group of Greek philosophers that includes Diogenes, whose name today is used for sneering or pessimistic people. Those would be cynics. Isle of Wight. In 1995, John Lasseter directed the first feature-length computer-animated film. Name this movie that featured the voice of Tom Hanks as Sheriff Woody. Devin.
Toy Story.
That is correct. Western Branch, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. Your new house measures 130.064 square meters. How big is your new house in square feet? Be 1,400 square feet. Isle of Wight Academy, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains, Brainy Bunch.
Formed by the confluence of the Mattaponi and Pamunkey rivers at West Point, name this river on whose banks a significant Revolutionary War battle took place.
Hannah?
Mississippi River.
It would be the York River. Western Branch, built as a church in the 6th century and converted into a mosque in 1453, the Hagia Sophia is now a museum in what contemporary city? Madeline.
Istanbul.
That is correct. Isle of Wight, with a makeup of almost 96% carbon dioxide, which planet is the hottest in our solar system? Zach. Zach?
Mercury.
It would be Venus. Western branch. In Christian theology, communion or the Lord's Supper is also known by what term, used predominantly within Catholic, Eastern Orthodox, and Anglican churches? Josh.
Mass.
That would be the Eucharist. Isle of Wight Academy. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the largest reduced fraction for which the sum of its numerator and denominator is 10? Devin.
5/5.
Repeat for me, please.
5/5.
No, it would be 3/7. Western branch. Oil paints are made by mixing finely ground pigment with oil. Watercolors are made by mixing pigment with gum. What form of painting is done by mixing pigment with chalk and water to make a stiff paste? Madeline.
Acrylic paint.
Those would be pastels. Isle of Wight, this U.S. manufacturer of Cadbury products, also makes Jolly Ranchers, Twizzlers, and Reese's. Name this confectionery company known for its kisses. Hannah.
Hershey.
Hershey is correct. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round to go, and then we'll have today's winner for you here on Battle of the Brains. Stay right here.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
And here are the scores as we head now into the final round of this match of Battle of the Brains. Western Branch High School with 105 points, Isle of Wight Academy with 75 points. Now in this final toss-up round, the point score for correct answer is doubled, and there is no deduction for an incorrect answer. Good luck, teams. Let's start our final toss-up round. The first question goes to Western Branch. A quark is an elementary particle and a fundamental constituent of matter. What is the term called when quarks combine to form composite particles? They are hadrons or hadrons. Isle of Wight Academy. She was fined $100 for illegally voting in a national election in 1872. What suffragette was later depicted on U.S. dollar coins? Mark.
Rosa Parks.
That would be Susan B. Anthony. Western Branch, now referred to simply as The Rock, named this former federal prison in San Francisco that used to house dangerous criminals. Madeline.
Alcatraz.
That is correct. Isle of Wight Academy. Liam Payne and Harry Styles were members of which British boy band? Hannah.
One Direction.
That is correct. Western Branch. This theorem was first proved by using three squares that touched at their corners. Name this special case of the law of cosines that applies to right triangles. Joshua.
Pythagorean theorem.
That is correct. Isle of Wight Academy, you may need your pencil and paper. Expressed in scientific notation, what is the equivalent of 500 millimeters in meters? Devin.
.05 times 10 to the 1.
My judge is shaking his head no. It's 5 times 10 to the -1. Western Branch. He was the first Whig Party president and became prominent during the War of 1812 with victory at the Battle of Tippecanoe. Name this first president to die while in office. Madeline.
Tyler.
It was William Henry Harrison. Isle of Wight. Which Spanish words meaning the boy child identify the warm current of equatorial water that periodically appears off the coast of South America? Hannah.
El Nino.
That is correct. Western Branch, after leaving Corinth, he kills King Laius, answers the riddle of the Sphinx, and marries Jocasta. Name this tragic Sophocles title character who unwittingly kills his father and marries his mother. Madeline.
Oedipus.
Oedipus is correct. Isle of Wight. Name the man who in January 2014 became the first Democratic mayor of New York City in 20 years. Name this current mayor. Devin.
Mike Bloomberg.
That would be Bill de Blasio. Western Branch. Returning to Seville in 1522, the Victoria was the first ship to circumnavigate the globe. Although its commander did not survive, who is credited as having led this historic voyage? Jean Marin.
Magellan.
That is correct. Isle of Wight. He himself was the first Greek god to tame horses, though he is better known for wielding a trident. Name this Greek god of the sea. Devin.
Poseidon.
That is correct. Western Branch. What word describes all of the following? To press or squeeze tightly, a game played with rackets in a four-walled court, and a fleshy gourd eaten as a vegetable. Jean Marin.
Squash.
That is correct. Buzzer is the end of our match. While our judges double-check the final score, we want to remind you how to stay connected with Battle of the Brains. To find out more about our show, just log on to battleofthebrains.net. You'll also find Battle of the Brains on Facebook and full episodes of our show on our YouTube page. And as we continue round one of our new season of Battle, join us next week when we virtually welcome teams from Princess Anne High School of Virginia Beach and Fork Union Military Academy of Fluvanna County. Now, here's the final score for today's match, the winner going on to the next round. Ending the match with 135 points, our team from Isle of Wight Academy. Great job by Devin, Mark, Hannah, and Zach. Our winners today with a final score of 205 points, our team from Western Branch High School in Chesapeake. Great job by Joshua, Madeline, Sean Marin, and Josh. And you'll be back to join us in round two of Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thanks for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains, and we'll see you back here next Saturday morning. Great job, teams.
Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.